Hey, everybody, welcome in to the Houtopia Football Podcast, a very quick teaser edition for you. I know we're all excited about the Houston Texans' upcoming training camp. Just under 3 days away from the time I'm recording this right now, Monday afternoon. Thursday morning, the most exciting training camp in Texans history gets started over at the Methodist Training Center. The C.J. Stroud era, year 2, DeMeco Ryans era, year 2. Super Bowl expectations, Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, Danielle Hunter, new Texans, other young Texans taking the big leap. The Texans are one of the stories heading into the 2024 season. And as I sat back and assessed things with the podcast, I wanted to make sure that you got the most immersive experience possible into the Houston Texans in 2024. Obviously, you get the coverage Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Payne and Pendergast with me and Seth Payne. But you've had this podcast to supplement that throughout the last couple seasons. For this training camp, I'm taking it up a notch, and I want you to come along for the ride with me. Every single training camp practice will include an episode, a brief episode, a nice, easy, consumable episode of the podcast the day of the practice. Following, if there's a practice in the morning, there will be a podcast waiting for you in the afternoon, providing all the things that you need to make sure your Houston Texans experience is the best that it can possibly be. Instant analysis from training camp practice, observations, but not just observations, what they mean to the upcoming season. So analysis to go with the observations. If there's any injury news that comes from training camp, I'll have it for you, and I'll have my analysis and what it possibly means for the Texans as well as the season approaches. Additionally, my plan is to conduct at least one interview a day with a player exclusively one-on-one out of training camp as well. Those will drop as their own episodes. So there's a whole lot that's going to be coming at you here, but it's going to be a nice, easy, consumable, brief pieces that are going to keep you up to speed and get you very, very excited for the upcoming preseason, the upcoming regular season, and eventually what we hope is a nice postseason run for the Houston Texans. So think of all the exciting things going on with the team right now. Think of the upcoming schedule and what that means, how difficult that schedule is going to be, but how much fun it's going to be watching the Texans attack that schedule in year 2. Think about what the energy level is going to be out of training camp, and especially for those of you who aren't able to get to training camp. I know a lot of you can get out there to the fan training camp practices, but for those of you that can't be there, my goal is to make it feel like you're there, like you're seeing what I'm seeing and what others are seeing out at Texans training camp. So easy way to get involved and stay involved with Texans training camp is to click the subscribe button for this podcast. Again, updates for each practice. Each day there is a practice out there. And then obviously all the analysis that goes with the games, the previews of the games, the mailbags that I do here, houmailbag@gmail.com. Again, houmailbag@gmail.com. The whole gamut. This is going to be the most exciting season of Texans football, and I want you to take the ride with me. So click that subscribe button. Get ready. We're going to be streaming the video. We're going to have audio for you. We're going to have it all for you as we get you ready here on the Houtopia Football Podcast. So keep that Odyssey app tuned. That's where you can get not only Sports Radio 610, not only all your Texans coverage, but you can get the Houtopia Football Podcast there as well, or wherever it is you get your podcast. So click that subscribe button, and looking forward to taking this journey with you guys. It's going to be so much fun, man. It's going to be so much fun in 2024 with the Houston Texans. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you on Tuesday for a mailbag episode this week, and then boom, it gets started Thursday, training camp practice, and the podcast. Houtopia Football Podcast. Appreciate you guys. Go Texans.